Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you so much for joining me here again on the channel tonight. It is Sunday, October the 8th, and we are here to cover WWE's Hell in a Cell, and I know what you're thinking, and I am going to explain everything right here and right now on the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of YouTube, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. So, let's do this.
Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Alright, wrestling fans, thank you so much once again for joining me here again today. My name is Nick Nightmare. With me, as always, is the World Heavyweight Champion of Microphones. His name is Blue the Snowball, and we are here tonight to talk about Hell in a Cell. And boy, this was one of these shows where you had a great opener, and then everything else just kind of sucked until the very, very end, where something awesome happened. The sandwich effect took place again tonight. And let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's not talk about sandwiches, because I am a little bit hungry, and I don't want to stop this broadcast to go make a sandwich. Alright, so let's not do that. We're going to talk about these glasses. Now, obviously, they're Sasha Banks glasses, because I am the boss on this channel, at least, and I'm trying to be the boss of all of YouTube podcasting, and we will get to that point one day, hopefully. And the real story behind these glasses and why I am adorning them this evening is because I have an infection in my eye. It is not a pink eye, alright, so it's not contagious. It's what is known as a sty to most people, and it's made my eyeball very, very large and swollen and extremely distracting to look at. And if you are interested in seeing such a thing, perhaps if we get to 500 subscribers by the end of the week, maybe I'll show you guys myself in all my mongoloid eye glory. But as of right now, I wouldn't be able to get through it myself, because all I'd be doing is staring at my eye, like Austin Powers staring at the guy with the mole and just wanting to poke it in the screen, and it would divert your attention and my attention. So we are wearing these glasses. These are my daughter's glasses that I bought for her when I went to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, and she does not know that I'm using them, so do not tell her that I'm using her glasses. Hopefully she doesn't see this and gets mad at me for that. I'm sorry, honey, if you do. However, she doesn't watch this show because I use foul language, and on this show we will use some foul language because this show as a whole pretty much sucked, with the exception of the opening match, which is why I am wearing this shirt. We have not worn a New Day t-shirt on this broadcast in quite some time, and that's because I had not been proud to be a New Day fan. But as of this evening, after they opened this show in that Hell in a Cell match against the Usos, goddamn, the New Day, you were fantastic, and you absolutely do rock, because that match was fucking great. It was full of so much stuff that you've never seen before. Some of the most creative uses of weaponry that you will ever see in a WWE event ever. You had, at one point, you had kendo sticks everywhere, and they took Jimmy Uso and stuck him in the corner and then barricaded him in using the kendo sticks. We had poor Xavier Woods strung up, singing Tied to the Whipping Post, because he got strung up in some handcuffs over the steel post, got draped like some dirty laundry, and then he got beat like a punching bag by both Usos while Kofi Kingston watched in horror from the outside of the cage. This match was full of fantastic and beautiful spots. Big E took the double Us splash and kicked out. It was fucking great. This whole entire match it's one of those matches that's hard to talk about. It was hard to take notes because I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. The New Day's performance tonight versus the Usos absolutely was a fantastic punctuation to this feud, and I hope that they do what they say they're going to do and make that actually be the final match between these two, at least on TV, and let that feud be done. Let's let another team rise to the occasion. Let's have some other new faces in the tag team title hunt. Possibly Breezango. Maybe that's going to be the whole point of Pulp Fashion, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. I was not happy with this edition of the Fashion Files. It was cutesy, it was funny. We'll get to it later, but I'm done with the cutesy and the funny, and I want to see these guys wrestle, and I hope that's where they're going, because they gave the belts to the Usos again, and they are now 5-time WWE SmackDown or WWE Tag Team Champions in total. I don't know if it's just for the SmackDown Live brand. I don't believe so. And it was great. It was absolutely one of the most brutal matches you were going to see. It actually made me feel uncomfortable at times with the level of brutality that was just displayed between these four men in that steel structure. Xavier Woods took to Twitter afterwards, apologizing to everyone for letting him down. I took a moment to let him know that he did the exact opposite, and that his performance tonight was very reminiscent of a champion, and that, my God, he could take a beating and keep on ticking, because that was absolutely the best match of the night. The best match of the night was the first match of the entire card. The tag team match on the pre-show was actually not too bad. Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley went one-on-one against... Holy shit, I'm drawing a blank now, but in any case... Beltman. Benjamin and Gable. And it was a good match. It was a very good match for these two teams. And we did not see the dissolving of the Hype Bros just yet, although they did still have some miscues and didn't seem like they were too happy about losing, but we didn't have the breakup as we thought. Maybe they are going to be put next in line and go up against the Usos. Maybe it'll be Gable and Benjamin. I'm hoping that it'll be Breezango. I think that'll be a great feud, and I hope to see that happen. So that was what happened at the pre-show. Then we had the great opening Hell in a Cell match for the Tag Team Championships, and then, as Corey Taylor of Stone Sour would sing in the new single Fabulous, it was all downhill from here, because I couldn't let myself get invested in any of this stuff. Nothing made sense. Some of the matches were okay, but the results and I just couldn't deal with it. Like, why are we doing certain things? Why are we killing Rusev? Why? You effectively shot the man in the head tonight. You know what I mean? Rusev is dead. You keep building him up just to shoot him down. What was the point of giving him Rusev Day? I'm not even going to sing it this time because I'm not happy about it. And I want to sing Rusev Day on every show, but I can't do it because why? Why am I going to keep my support and my backing to some guy that's absolutely going nowhere, that the WWE has no faith in, that the WWE has nothing for, and that they just fed once again to Randy Orton? So what? It wasn't 9 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever. It was a decent match, but it led to the wrong guy winning. What good is it going to do Randy Orton to continue beating Rusev? Here Rusev is a guy that needs a bump. He needs a push, and this was your time to do it. You have this somewhat little alliance going on with Aiden English. He's got this Rusev Day thing, which could be huge. It could be great. It could be something you could really go with. Give the guy a catchphrase. The fans like to, do their fucking fan participation. Maybe you start to do that. It'll start to get over. Maybe everybody sings it's Rusev Day every time he comes out, but instead of doing that, we just feed him to Randy Orton to lose. For what? For what? What good did it do either competitor? It did nobody no good at all. And it was fucking horrible. And I don't understand why they did that. What I also don't understand is the super predictable, way overdone ending of the newly created triple threat match. We talked about it on the preview show. We said I was hoping by the time I did that show that they announced Ty Dillinger's involvement. It was almost obvious that he needed to be involved. He's got wins over both these guys, and he's had his neck in the title hunt for the U.S. title throughout the entirety of the AJ Styles-Baron Corbin feud, which has been one of my least favorite feuds on the entirety of the whole entire company. This match, Corbin would dominate throughout the entirety of this match, and he actually did look good. the beginning of this match was very slow and very boring, but eventually the pace would pick up and this match would end up being a decent match. And you could only attribute that to the talent that is AJ Styles and Tye Dillinger. They made this guy look great. They made him look like the animal they want everybody to see him as. The fact that we had the phenomenal forearm connect to Tye Dillinger and then have Baron Corbin come out of nowhere and throw AJ Styles, well, not throw, but kick the shit out of him right out of the ring. He kicked him so hard I thought he was going to shoot to the next state. Jesus Christ, Baron Corbin. You just had to push him outside the ring. You didn't have to kick him for dear life. Oh my God. Anyway, to surprise, scoop up the victory, he 1, 2, 3, and now Baron Corbin's the United States champion? Why? I'm not going to complain about it too hard. It does free up AJ Styles to be moved up into the main event picture, which I don't really see happening after what happened in the World Heavyweight Championship match, which we will unfortunately have to go over in a few minutes. But having Baron Corbin as the champion and having AJ Styles not be the one who lost only makes me believe that we are going to continue to see Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles for the United States Championship. They're going to take Dillinger out of the equation, probably throw him back to catering with everybody else, which is unfortunate because Dillinger is great. He showed it in this match tonight when he went one-on-one with AJ in this triple threat. It was great. He made Baron Corbin look great, like I said, and in the end, what is he going to get for his troubles? He's going to get pushed to the side. Because he's the one that got the pinfall. And now you see the only reason for their involvement of Tye Dillinger in this match in the first place. Because you don't want Baron Corbin taking the pin because you still are doing something apparently with him. And you definitely don't want AJ Styles to take the loss as he's your number one star on the company. So you put Dillinger in as the jobber. To do the job. To take the pinfall. And that is... Not that. We ain't in the country. That is probably where he's going to remain now. Because I don't see what they're going to do from this point on. Women's Championship match was a goddamn nightmare. And not a good nightmare like me. An actual physical nightmare that I could not wake up from. And I'm going to go about this in a very gentle way. Alright? Because I don't want anybody to get on my case. Because I love my ladies. Alright, I love watching ladies wrestle. I think it's an underrated division. I think it's an improperly booked division. And the girls are suffering from not being able to wrestle as much as they probably should. They're not getting as much exposure as they should. So when they do get the limelight, they try to go a little too hard. And you get a very sloppy, very uncoordinated, very awkward match. And I want to almost say that I believe... Now, I don't want to sound like a schmuck here, like I don't know that I'm watching wrestling and it's all fake or whatever. And I just really feel like Charlotte Flair actually tweaked her knee. She might not have injured herself, but she tweaked something. Because, one, she's not that good enough of an actress to keep remembering to go to the knee. And the screams of pain sounded very guttural. As almost as if they were actually real. No matter what Natalya did. It just seemed... Everything seemed off. Like she got hurt and now she didn't know what to do. She was throwing kicks from her knees. Who does that? You only do that if you're hurt. And if she got hurt, she definitely was not going to let the ref call the match. It obviously happened early on because the entirety of this match was an uncoordinated mess. It's as if they didn't know what to do. And then Charlotte still continually tried to go for that moonsault and then eventually would hit it to the outside of the ring. Barely hits Natalya. Lands on her legs. Right flat on her feet. Rolls to the floor. And then all of a sudden Natty comes out of nowhere and starts beating her up with a chair and the match is over. I believe that was the call because something went wrong. Something had to have gone wrong. And if it didn't go wrong, and that was actually the way the planned match went down, then these girls did horribly tonight. Horribly. It was not believable in any sense if it was not real. And I know that doesn't make sense but the fact that I'm questioning whether or not it's real means it's not really that believable, right? So we have to wait and see if there's an actual report or anything, or if they're just playing this knee injury along so that they could make her win the Women's Championship, possibly at Starrcade in a steel cage versus Natalya, for nobody to see because it's not going to be on the network, which would make absolutely even less sense. So I don't understand. I just feel like she tweaked herself to the point where she could not perform to the best of her ability, and the match definitely suffered for it. Natty gets a DQ loss. Charlotte gets the victory still. For what? What was that? And then not even the slightest little tease or hint of Carmella smelling around anywhere. Nothing. Why? I don't know what they're doing. Obviously, they don't either. After the women's match, we had the Fashion Files segment where we had the Ascension show up and say, hey, listen, you guys, we're dressed up as jerk-offs, and, we brought you this box, and in the box it says to be, and then they got a poster, and they pull it out, and it's a picture of the Ascension, and it says they want to be friends. They reveal their very, very poor disguises, and Breezango sold it as if they didn't really know who they were, and whatever. And all of this, which was supposed to be some epic reveal, and finally solving the case, was only a promotional segment for their next skit, which will be on Tuesday. I'm done with this. It doesn't matter how funny it may or may not have been. You might have found it amusing. I did kind of find it amusing. I mildly chuckled with the way the Ascension played their roles tonight, but I'm done. Unless these guys get in there and start kicking some ass, I don't care about how funny you are trying to pretend to be a couple of bullshit cops in the back. Get in the ring and wrestle. Kick some ass, become the number one contenders, then have all the cases you want. Go on and win the tag team championships from the Usos. Then walk around and be the biggest jerks in the world. Have somebody steal the championships. And now that you're on the case. Make it an actual case. Give us an actual resolution. Don't just keep teasing us with, more to come. To be continued. Who cares? I didn't. I definitely did not. I'm sweating like a fucking pig, which is why my glasses keep sliding down, and I will not allow you to see my mongoloid face. So let's continue on. With the absolute worst thing to happen tonight, which is something that I feared very much going into this thing, given all the recent rumors about what is going to be going on in the future of the WWE, I fully expected Jinder Mahal to retain the championship tonight. That is not what upsets me as much as the way they go about doing these things. To have him hit the Kinshasa and allow Jinder Mahal to reach the ropes. He should be knocked out cold. There should be absolutely zero consciousness, zero ring awareness. You just got knocked in the side of the head with a kneecap from a Japanese psychopath. And you have enough wits and sense about you to grab the ropes because you're Jinder Mahal. How many people went down to the Kinshasa? Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, all of them, SAMI ZAYN. You name it. Go down the New Japan list. Unacceptable. And for that only to lead to the Sing Midgets getting thrown out, finally, which should have happened at the beginning of the match anyway, only to have Shinsuke Nakamura get hit by the Colossus, which is nothing more than a falling reverse sleeper hold, right? Like, what is it? It's a friggin' chinlock neck breaker. Billy Gunn used to do it. It wasn't his finishing move. Not by a long shot. Because it's just a basic neck breaking maneuver. There's nothing special about it. It's almost like a half Nelson slam. What is it? It's a very basic wrestling maneuver. And he hits this move on Shinsuke Nakamura, who for the majority of the match was in full control of Jinder Mahal. Mahal barely barely got any offense in, especially leading up to the finale of the match, where he hits him with the Colossus out of nowhere and gets the 3 count clean in the middle of the ring over one of the greatest wrestling stars in the world. Undeserved, unexpected, and unacceptable. How do you do that to Shinsuke Nakamura? How do you devalue him so much? This guy's got to go in the back and demand his release. It's a slap in the face to all of us. It's a slap in the face to Shinsuke Nakamura, literally and figuratively. Good God. What did we watch there? What is so important about getting the market in India? They have to be making money in some form. They can't be starving for cash that much. How much money can you possibly generate from the country of India that you are sacrificing your entire fan base? You are making yourselves look stupid. You are making us feel stupid. I do not understand why they would do this to him. He needs to leave. He needs to either go back down to NXT or he needs to go back to New Japan and be done with this main roster nonsense, because they clearly have no respect for his ability, no respect for his character, no respect for his lineage, where he's come from, what he's built, and it's a goddamn disgrace. And it really makes me question how much longer I can do this with SmackDown Live. Because the problem starts at the championship. Jinder Mahal being the champion is the reason why we got Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens as the main event tonight. You give me a real legit champion, you think that's what closes the show? No. No, it should not anyway. Maybe it still does because the WWE are morons. Maybe it still does, but that's not what I would book. You have AJ Styles as the champion right now. You do AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens in Hell in a Cell for the heavyweight championship. You don't need Shane McMahon to come out here and try to kill himself on national television, because that's all it was. Ridiculous. We're going to get a little bit more on that in a minute. So Jinder Mahal is still our World Heavyweight Champion. Great. This would be one of the reasons why the crowd seemed to be absolutely dead on arrival for the start of the Bobby Roode Dolph Ziggler match. Now, of course, everybody got up and gave their best glorious during the theme song. They gave him the whole entrance, the whole 9, just like they did for Shinsuke. Didn't matter in Shinsuke's case. Doesn't really matter in Bobby Roode's case either, because we all knew Bobby Roode was not going to lose his debut match on pay-per-view TV, especially not to Dolph Ziggler, who's probably only second in losses to Bray Wyatt at this point. Dolph Ziggler made a big deal about his entrance this week, and he comes out to nothing, which is what a lot of people predicted. Some people thought he would do the CM Punk entrance. I say, I don't give a shit either way. His entrance tonight made no difference to me. It didn't make him seem more appealing. It didn't make him seem less appealing. It did absolutely zero. So that's what I thought about Dolph Ziggler's entrance. Nothing. Who cares? I wanted this match to get on and get over with, and it was not as good as I expected that it would be. We did not get this great matchup that a lot of people were expecting between two wrestlers. We got a decent match. It wasn't terrible, but it definitely wasn't what my mind had built up the possibility it could actually be. It was very slow. There was a lot of wrestling holds going on. And then, besides the fact that the crowd was mainly dead for this match, the ending of this match was ridiculous. We didn't even get a glorious DDT in his debut. We didn't get a truly decisive victory, because what? We're still trying to kind of save face? We got Bobby Roode with a heel tactic for the win, pulling the tights after this rollover thing. They did like this, trying to get each other in reverse, and then a pinfall reverse, and then Bobby Roode would get enough of the tights to finally get the 3 count. And the real story after this, which is it really a story? Dolph Ziggler attacks Bobby Roode after the match, gives him the zigzag, leaves Bobby Roode laying in the ring as he walks out. The loser. So, does this mean we have a couple of more matches in the future for Dolph Ziggler? Is he not leaving just yet? I don't know when his contract truly expires. Maybe he's got a couple of weeks left. Maybe it'll be the end of November. But Dolph Ziggler truly looks like he still is on his way out. And honestly, I can't wait. Because it just... If you can't go out there and give me at least a 4-star match with Bobby Roode, when you're talking shit about being the best in the world and being so great at what you do, and you give me a 2.5, 3-star match, mediocre match at best, with a New Day and the Usos outshine your match tenfold, even if you take all the elements of the weapons and stuff out of it, their movesets and their whole chemistry together was just flawless. I would even take Randy Orton and Rusev over what we got in this. It was a little bit more competitive, I think. I might be alone on an island in that one. But that's what I think about that. Just like I'm probably alone on an island in the fact that I hated, and I can't use that word enough, I hated this main event. I am not one of these monkeys that got all worked up and are all happy about the fact that Shane McMahon nearly killed himself at the end of this night. I don't give a shit that Kevin Owens went through a table. This match was unnecessary. It was for nothing. What? For the pride of the McMahon family? They could buy and sell pride by the dozen. They don't need Shane McMahon going out there risking life and limb in front of his little boys against one of the most vicious and brutal men in all of wrestling. There was a much better opponent for him here. I don't like seeing people in authority who were never actually wrestlers. Shane McMahon has never been a wrestler. He's just one of the guys that spot monkey type guy. You know, that glorified stuntman gimmick, right? That's what Shane McMahon is. He's not a wrestler. He's a stunt guy. So you put the stunt guy in the biggest and most scariest structure. What do you think's going to happen here? What did you really think was going to happen? Did you think we were not going to go off the air with Shane McMahon falling from the skies? The guy climbed to the top of the Titantron to jump on top of Steve Blackman. You don't think he would go through those same exact situations and put himself in a 20-foot high steel cage and take a flying leap onto Kevin Owens? Of course he is. And now, the WWE, being as stupid as they are, books this as a Falls Count Anywhere match because of the finish. And as far as I've been concerned, and for as long as I can remember, the Hell in a Cell is a no disqualifications match. There's no rules, right? So why was there a rope break called on that 3 count for Shane McMahon after he hit the coast to coast, or the Van Daminator, whatever you'd like to call it, on Kevin Owens? He went for a 3 count. Kevin Owens gets his foot on the ropes. The ref stops the count. It's supposed to be no rope breaks in a Hell in a Cell, right? And can't you get a 3 count on the outside? Because the cage in itself does not enclose the ring. You have about 5 to 6 feet of room in between the cage and the ring, do you not? And can you not pin your opponent on the cement outside within the confines of the cell? So wouldn't that be true regardless? You know, if you pinned them outside the cell, it's Hell in a Cell. It doesn't matter where you get pinned, so you didn't need to make this a Falls Count Anywhere match. And from the beginning to end, Kevin Owens, this was the real Kevin Owens. This is why I feel like he needed a real opponent and not a part-time semi-wrestler, right? Because he is vicious. He is sinister. He had a sadistic game plan in play for this match, and he executed it to perfection. I'm not saying that it wasn't entertaining, but I did not really enjoy how long this match was, how much punishment Shane McMahon was put through, how long it took them to get to the end section of this match, which is what this whole match was about. This match, in the end, is not even about Shane McMahon, which is why I'm kind of okay with it. The story behind this Hell in a Cell main event is Sami Zayn. And I'm happy to say that. We mentioned it briefly a few times that wouldn't it be interesting to see Sami Zayn turn heel alongside Kevin Owens? Maybe try to gain back his good graces, become his friend once again. They have such a long and storied history. Shane McMahon chose not to heed Sami Zayn's warnings. He tried to do the right thing, but nobody's listening to Sami. So maybe Sami's starting to realize that he's spreading the wrong message, and maybe he needs to join up with KO, and maybe together they can take over the whole division. Not division, but the whole brand of SmackDown. I don't know. It seems very interesting, and it's the one thing about this match that I love the most. Everything else, I could care less. I really could. I've said it on the preview show here. I said it on Twitter all night long. I'm probably the only one that I just did not care at all. I didn't want to see this match even happen. Do I change my tune on that? No. What really happened tonight in that Hell in a Cell that couldn't have happened in any other segment anywhere else? You wanted Sami Zayn to turn heel. You could do that anyway. You didn't need to have this epic Hell in a Cell contest between Kevin Owens and essentially nobody. You could have put anybody in that situation and done the exact same angle. Why we are putting McMahons in main events in the year 2017 is beyond me. I don't want to see this shit anymore. And I'm almost positive that it's not finished yet. I'm almost guaranteeing you that this Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens thing has only just begun, especially factoring in Sami Zayn into the equation. I don't know what the hell they got planned with that, but I am intrigued. I am mildly intrigued, and I feel like this is a minor little baby step in a teeny bit of a good direction, but let's not kid ourselves. With Jinder Mahal as champion, there is truly no right direction. Kevin Owens here, though, showed his true colors and was absolutely a goddamn maniac. He was grating Shane McMahon's face into the steel cage, just like he promised, right in front of his kids, and was saying things like, take a good look at your dad. Take a look at your daddy now. And then later on, as he was beating the hell out of Shane McMahon for the world to see, he would turn to them and say, I should be your role model. He was just tearing it up verbally just as well. He is fantastic at doing his job. This man should be the one, not Jinder Mahal, who for the last 8 months has held the championship hostage by beating people the way he's beaten Shane McMahon tonight, leading to some epic challenger, somebody bigger than life to take on Kevin Owens, somebody phenomenal, you know, maybe a certain former King of Strong Style to be the one to take down the mighty Kevin Owens, but instead you take Kevin Owens and you put him in a feud with Shane McMahon. You take the World Heavyweight Championship, you put it around the waist of Jinder McFucknuts, right? And you waste AJ Styles away in a United States Championship feud that really could be brewing much hotter if it was just Baron Corbin and Ty Dillinger. AJ Styles is above all this. He's not a mid-carder. Why is he wrestling mid-card talent? It's a mid-card title. And now it's on a mid-carder in Baron Corbin. So all in all, as a whole, this show fucking sucked. I'm sorry. We had a great opening match with the Usos and the New Day. we had an interesting segment to close the night and make me a little bit interested for SmackDown this Tuesday. More interested than Pulp Fashion, because I'm not interested unless they get in the ring and challenge the Usos in some way, or win the number one contendership, or do something in the ring. Stop just being jerks. It's funny, but I'm over it. That's it, you guys. That is your review of Hell in a Cell. And it was definitely hell on earth for me to get through. Front loading it with the best match of the night made everything else seem like a drag to get through. And the payoff ending was okay. You know, SAMI ZAYN was the only reason to be excited. That's it. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, Clutch Chairs. The link is down in the description below. All you got to do is click that link. You can go over there and check out the Sasha Banks chair. They got a legit boss chair. As far as I know, it's pretty. Why don't you go take a look at it? That's all you got to do. You don't got to buy it. Unless you got the money and you're a big fan of Sasha Banks and you want a chair that's good for your back while you're playing your games. WWE 2K18 is coming out this Friday. I'm going to get it. We're going to have some stuff on this channel. We're going to do what we can and try to get some good content for you guys up here on that. We're not big on the video game thing, but we want to get big and do more stuff. So we're going to be doing that. Why not you get that game and also get yourself a chair for your back? You know, it's going to be pretty good. If I get one, I'm going to show you guys. I'm pretty sure I know which one I'm going to pick. If not this one, if they make one for this guy. Either way, one day I'll have one to show you guys live when I do this promo. We'll get there. But maybe you want one. So go check it out. In a link below. Click it. Look at it. Go ooh ah. And then go away. And you've helped this channel immensely just by doing that. Do not forget to check everything else. It's been a busy weekend. We got Hell in a Cell preview. We got last week's Raw and SmackDown review. This week we got more and more stuff coming up live for you guys to check out on the channel. If you are not members of the Sledgehammer Club, my exclusive subscriber club, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. And don't forget to ring the ringside bell, bing-a-ding-a-ding, so that you get up to the date and up to the minute notifications every time a new video is dropped. And while you're down there doing all this pressing and clicking, don't forget to smash that thumbs up for me and let me know you liked what we did here today and you enjoyed the broadcast and you like everything you've seen here today on Sledgehammer TV. If you like my glasses, if you like my hat or my New Day shirt, you like the review, let me know what you like. The comment section is yours. Feel free to tear it up. My name is Nick Nightmare. With me, as always, is Blue, the Snowball Microphone, the world heavyweight champion of microphones. Don't forget, if we get to 500 subscribers, you get to see my ugly eye. But until then, if it does not go down, these glasses will be on again tomorrow for our Monday Night Raw review and also again for the SmackDown Live review. Don't forget to be here for that. Thank you so much, and I am out of here, and we will see you next time right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, only on Sledgehammer TV, right here on YouTube. Thanks so much, and we'll see you tomorrow night for the Monday Night Raw review.